My name is Karen Fisher, and I work for North Kansas City's Home Health, and I've been here for 40 years. Well, I started here when I was 14. I was a volunteer. I always wanted to be a nurse, but you had to be 17 in order to be an aide. So I waited until 17, and when I did, I started out on like a med-surg floor, and then I found out that I really loved orthopedics, and so I went down there and I worked 22 years on there. My primary job is giving people baths, and I will have patients ask me, Karen, don't you get tired of giving baths all day? And I said, no, I don't. I'm glad, because you know what? The one thing about my job is I get to see people smile. I have stayed here because North Kansas City, as an employee, has always offered what I needed. When I started having children, they had a daycare, which that is very important. You know, we started working 12-hour shifts about the time I started having my children, and so that was another opportunity. Another thing that was very helpful was I have a child, he's 19 now, that has Asperger's, and that's when I decided that I needed to have more flexible schedule. Well, at that time, North Kansas City opened up the home health, and I was third aide hired when they started opening, and it worked out because I need flexibility with him. I've always thought of North Kansas City as my second family. I mean, they've seen me graduate high school, they've seen me go to nursing school, they've seen me get married, they've seen, a lot of things in my, in my life that have gone on. You know, recently my dad passed away, and that was another part of a family. As far as the employees go, they're the same. I mean, there's different faces, but that you see around, because like I said, since I've been here for 40 years, people are retiring, but there's new faces, and they still have the same concept of what North Kansas City is all about, and it's being there for each other and helping each other out, and caring is the deal. There's employees that truly care about each other and what's going on, and our goal is to take care of each other and our patients.
I am Sherry Payton, and I have worked in the outpatient cardiac rehabilitation department, and I have been here, this hospital, since 1976, so for 40 years. I have actually been in 4 different departments. I worked in Fort East, night shift when I was 20, and I worked in it used to be a drug and alcohol rehab center, which I worked for 3 years. And then I went to the coronary intensive care with Marge Miller and a stellar group of women. I worked there 19 years. Then in 2000, I was privileged to be chosen to go and work into the cardiac rehab unit. I have many stories to tell about people that, just us, our coaching, our enthusiasm and compassion when they come in and feel such challenge and such overwhelming, against all odds, and how they've beat them, and how they've developed a much more healthy, robust lifestyle. We would actually ride in the ambulance with them, one of the nurses, and ride with the patient over, get to the cath lab, and then we'd have to take a cab to come back to North Kansas City Hospital. Patient care, of course, has changed a lot, but the essence of nursing has never changed. The care and the compassion, the empathy that one gives, because we touch their lives. It's a very traumatic time so much for people that are in the hospital, and they remember their healthcare people very, very much. And So that aspect, of course, will never change. We have warm, wonderful, professional people that work here, and they all want to do the best job that they can, and they all want to make a difference in the lives of our patients. And so, that collaboration, that synchrony, has always been such an important part of working together so that we can provide the best care. This has been my home. This is where I grew up, and yes, a great, great place to be, to spend your career.
I'm David Talbot. I've been in plant services for 40 years. This is my one and only job. I started out in grounds, so the grounds shop was a separate building. There was just 3 of us working there. Engineering, as I knew it, was very small, and the plant's building workers only had a few people. So yeah, very small, very compact. Everybody knew their job, like 1 per shift. My job has pretty much stayed the same. I still do the basic work orders, which hasn't changed for the last 40 years I've been here. I mean, I've changed light bulbs, I plunged the toilets, I work on the tube system. It's always been that way and always will be. Actually, going to a menu, have people calling down for their getting their food that way. I think that is a tremendous change since I've had an opportunity to go through that. I think that was one of the best things that this hospital has done. Going into rooms where you know the person, and you, especially if you go to church with person or it's a relative of some kind, and you just, it's really hard. I mean, I hate going to rooms like that, and I know where my mom passed away, I know where my dad passed away, and it's really hard for me to go onto floors and into rooms that I know that something bad has happened. Why have I stayed here this long? I think it's because I'm comfortable with it. Comfortable with what I do, with the friends I have here that are, past employees, the friends I have now. It's just a home. It's always been a home, and it's nice to be close to my work. Family's been born here, so it's nice. It's nice. I enjoy it here.